Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advance. This is a game from Airthings Masters 2023 and this is a game played between Hikaru Nakamura and Xiangyu. This game features the very nice Indian game transposing into the Trumpowski attack, and this is a game from round 2 of the Airthings Masters, and definitely what a brilliant game it is. We finally get to see Hikaru Nakamura in action. So without further ado, let's start with this game. Hikaru starts with d4, Xiangyu goes for knight f6, and Hikaru goes for the very nice bishop g5, transposing into the Trumpowski attack. Okay, Xiangyu plays d5, e3, c5 and knight to d2. Going into the main line of the Trumpowski, knight to c6, c3, e6 and bishop d3. Now developing the final piece, bishop e7 and hoping to castles. Hikaru doing the same, knight f3 and both plays castles, and Xiangyu goes for b6, hoping to fiend get out the light squared bishop. Hikaru goes for rook to e1, bishop to b7, and Hikaru releases the center in the tension. D captures, b captures, and Hikaru goes for the very nice central thrust with e4. Okay, now we see some traits in the center, but before black plays a very crucial move, which is h6. Hikaru moves the bishop back, bishop h4, and now we see lots of traits in the center. D captures, knight captures, and you don't want to recapture from the bishop as your bishop on h4 is hanging, so Hikaru goes for rook captures. And Xiangyu trades the h4 bishop as well. Bishop captures, knight captures, and Xiangyu goes for the very nice f5 in this position. Okay, so you have to defend the knight on h4. So Hikaru goes for rook to a4 in this position, which is precise play by Hikaru. And here Xiangyu goes for knight to e5. Hikaru just moves the bishop back, bishop to f1. But a little bit improvement on Hikaru's part would have been actually playing bishop to a6. And once the bishop captures, instead of recapturing right away from the rook, first you play this Rxe2, which is queen captures. And once rook captures, you play rook captures. And both players have equal chances in this game, and this game moves forward. But Hikaru goes for bishop to f1, and this gives black a little bit of an advantage, as black goes for queen to f6, connecting rooks, and Hikaru goes for f4 in this position, which just further adds on to white's advantage. As Xiangyu plays the correct move in this position, Xiangyu captures the knight on f4. Queen captures, and Hikaru recaptures the knight captures, and Xiangyu goes for queen to g5, and it's only move 19, and you can see there's a lot of pressure against the white king in this position, and f4, f3 is coming, and it's going to be very difficult to defend. But it's a rapid game, so anything can happen, so hoping for the best, Hikaru goes for queen to e1 in this position. The best move in this position was just going for queen to d6, but Hikaru goes for queen to e1, and Xiangyu starts with the attack. Xiangyu plays f4 in this position. Hikaru goes for queen to f2, and Xiangyu occupies the last open file, which is the d file, and Xiangyu goes for rook a8 in this position. And Hikaru grabs the pawn. Hikaru goes for rook captures on a7, and if you're wondering if f3 works in this position, unfortunately it does not. That was the intention of Xiangyu when he decided to go for this rook to a8 to play f3 in this position, but it just simply does not work. And it gives white so much advantage in this position that white can just simply capture the bishop on b7, and after something like rook to d2, as your queen is attacked, you don't have to react to this, and you can play the very nice h4 in this position. And now the queen is under attack, you have to move the queen, and after something like queen to g4, you can just simply capture this rook. And f2 even doesn't work in this position because you'll just sacrifice the queen for two rooks, and after king captures and queen captures with a check, you just move the king back, and there are no checks in the position, and white is up a pawn, and white has two rooks for the queen and an extra bishop. This is completely winning for white. Xiangyu realizing this, Xiangyu goes for instead rook to f7, defending the bishop. Hikaru taking advantage of this defensive move, Hikaru goes for h4 in this position, and Xiangyu captures the pawn on e5, queen captures on e5, and Hikaru goes for rook to e1 in this position, attacking the queen and developing the rook with the tempo. And Xiangyu plays queen to b8 in this position, attacking the rook, and there's no good square for which the rook can retreat to. So Hikaru just decides to sacrifice the exchange in this position, and Hikaru goes rook captures on b7, rook captures on b7, and you can go for something like bishop to c4 right away, but Hikaru decides to defend his b3 pawn, and Hikaru goes for b3 in this position. Xiangyu decides to double up on the d file, rook bd7, and Hikaru goes for rook into e6. Xiangyu goes for rook to d2 in this position, and what Hikaru has to find in this position is just queen to f3, and after something like rook to e8, asking for a rook trade, you just trade. queen captures and he just captures the pawn on f4. And after something like rook captures on a2, we transpose into this drawn endgame where both players have equal advantage in the game. But instead of this, Hikaru here had some 2 minutes on the clock while Xiangyu had 30 seconds on the clock. So putting more time constraint on him, Hikaru plays the next move instantly and Hikaru completely misses the idea and Hikaru goes for rook e2 in this position, which just completely blunders the game as Xiangyu just trades, rook captures, bishop captures, and Xiangyu goes for queen to e5 in this position, centralizing the queen. But still, it's a rapid game, anything can happen, and in that hope, Hikaru goes for a4 in this position. Okay, Xiangyu goes for g5. Not the very precise move by Xiangyu, but you cannot blame him as he was just 6 seconds down on the clock. So h captures, and Hikaru goes for queen to f3, but it's a little bit too late as Xiangyu just goes for king to g7 in this position. Hikaru goes for e5. Rook to d2, Hikaru defends with king f2. Xiangyu was down to just 4 seconds on the clock and Hikaru was definitely trying to flag him, as sometimes you have to do in these types of situation, and Xiangyu goes for rook to a2 and Hikaru just pushes a6 in this position and Xiangyu plays queen to e6 and both players repeat a few moves, king to f1, rook to a1 check, king to f2, rook to a2 and again king to f1, and now Xiangyu finds the brilliant move in this position which can win the game on the spot for him. So pause the video and try to find this brilliant move for Xiangyu in this position while I give you a couple of seconds. So congratulations to everyone who's able to find this move, and the move is actually the very nice c4. And now you see the problem because it opens this diagonal for the white queen and now it could be catastrophic for Hikaru, and Hikaru goes for b captures and Xiangyu instantly plays rook to a1 check. But what you want to find in this position after rook to a1 check is bishop to d1, and Hikaru might still have the chances to draw this game with a perpetual or maybe winning the game by flagging Xiangyu, but Hikaru instead in time pressure goes for king to f2, and now I think you can all see the move which wins the game, which is queen to b6 check. And Hikaru, seeing this, instantly just resigned the game in disgust, and what a brilliant victory for Xiangyu in this position. So beating Hikaru Nakamura in just 40 moves, definitely an achievement for Xiangyu. So yeah, what a wonderful game, and thank you all for watching. I'll be coming up with another amazing game from Airthings Masters or from the chess world, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you all.